reached the
Hello, how are you? I'm going to show you how I make the little flap, on these little cases that I made with tubular peyote. Here's another one I wanted to make for my flash drive little case. It didn't work out. Well, I could still use it, but I didn't really like the result. A bunch of beads broke. I don't know why. You see, there's a broken one right there. I used 2-drop peyote. If you want to see a toot on that, great. The thread broke a bunch of times. It was just a disaster, but it would still work. You see the flap? I didn't. This is not attached. This is just continued beadwork from the tubular. So I could add a little thing here. It would still work. It's just, you know, I'm not happy with it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So I have tubular peyote started here. I stepped up for the last time before I start my flap. I think there are 8 rows on here. Did you know that how you count your rows? Do you understand how that works? You start from the bottom or your beginning and you count the beads diagonally, and that's how you tell how many rows you have going on. But to do the flap part, these are 8s, tohos. You don't want to go all the way around. You're going to work back and forth now. Just pretend that this is as long, you know, that the tube is as long as you want. I'm only working with 8 because it's pointless. I'm not going to finish this. It's going to get cut apart. So you could even use a little magic marker or something and mark your armature. This is just an old bead tube I had laying around. So you want it to start here and here. But you want to kind of get halfway. Or less. So you've stepped up. Okay. I'm going to add beads and peyote stitch until I get about halfway around the tube, and then I'm going to stop. So, and then I'm going to turn around and go back the other way. And that's how you build your little flap. It's not rocket science. Really. What a gray day. Fall is really just hitting the fan today. So, work around, keep your eye on how far you're going. I think on this tube, these are 8s, and I used 54 beads to go around this tube. It's like about the size of a pill bottle that you get from the pharmacy, which make excellent armatures, by the way, those pill bottles. I should have used something smaller, but oh no. I wanted to use bigger beads so you could see, kind of see what I'm doing. I'm using Nymo because I don't want to use my good beading thread. Where am I? How far am I? Let me take a look. Started here, and now I'm here. So no, I've got a few more spaces to go. My allergies are killing me, and I'm getting over the nastiest flu ever. I got everybody at work sick. I got everybody sick before I even knew I was sick. Worst flu ever. Terrible. Maybe one more. Take a look again. Where did I start? Started here, ended here. That is about half. I am good with that. So, I am turning around now, and I'm going to work backwards. Going through the bead I just added previously. You're going to go through all of the beads you just added in that previous row, going halfway around. Get out of there. And then when you get to that beginning, you're going to turn around and go back the other way again. Okay, I'm getting ready to add my last bead onto this next row here. Then I'm just going to turn and start going back the other way. Okay. Pick up a bead and just start working backward again. If you're using a bigger bead, try to keep things as tight as possible, or use a heavier thread. Then when you get back to the other end, you're going to turn and work back again. And you're going to do that until you get the length that you want to flip over your piece, and then you can start reducing down to a little point. If you don't have to, but I think it looks prettier that way. Then you can add a dangle to the point, or a button, or a snap, or whatever, wire. So I'll come back when I get to the other end. Okay, I'm back at my other end again. Add one more bead, my last bead. Turn. So now you're working in flat. Look at this. Split my thread. Darn it. Oh, Nymo is such a nightmare. Nymo nightmare. Now, to fix a split like this, what I do is I pull until I can see where the split is. There it is. And I put my needle back down through. Eventually, I put my needle through that split part and fix it so that it's not split anymore. Oh, Lordy. Jeez. I didn't thread my needle, pull the thing apart, thread my needle. Alright, last bead. And you're just going to turn and continue beading on this end. This is going to be a lot like odd count flat. You can make it even flat, I'm assuming, I guess. I don't know for sure. But I want to graduate the flap down, so I want a little point. Or you can make it blunt. You don't have to make a point. You can make it blunt. Keep things tight, and then just bead backwards until you get to the start again. I'm back at the other end, getting ready to add my last bead. Turn around and go back. This thread is stuck on everything. There. Turn. Go back. Couldn't be easier. Really couldn't. Come on. There. Oh, God. Come on, there we go. Work all the way around, back to the beginning. Work back this way, back this way, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's going to work up, 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 until you get the length that you want. So when you keep moving, working back and forth, this is what will happen. You'll start getting an extension on your tubular peyote work like this. Just make it as long as you need. When you're finished and you want to push your work together, this flap was actually a little bit too long, but you'd sew, zigzag the bottom of your little bag, your little pouch together here. And at the top you'd have a flap that will bend over and cover the opening. And you can decorate that as well. Pretty easy.